I'm cutting off my dad for his terrible behavior, but I don't know if I should cut my half-sister off too.
Cut her off.
Quite a bit of context is needed for this one, so please bear with me as I write this. This is something I have been struggling to come to terms with and fully understand. By the way, this comes from Throwaway Tiny Pizza on the r/OK Storytime subreddit. So, when I was 3, my parents got split up, divorced. The arrangement was that my dad got us every other weekend, at least to start. When I was 8, my father moved to a different state to follow a potential job opportunity. The arrangement changed. Thus, my second eldest brother and I, had to spend many summers with him. His job at the time was a semi-truck driver, and because he didn't live in kid-friendly places, he took us with him during these trips. Those were some of the worst days of my life. Being in such a cramped space with my dad and brother. No real space to myself as my brother and I shared a bed. I was sitting up front for most of the time because I love watching the scenery go by and because I was still trying to foster a relationship with my father. Yet those summers started wearing down on us. I started resenting going. My dad never made any real effort to contact us outside of holidays and birthdays. He never really had a stable place to live, and providing for us was difficult. I remember plenty of nights being the picky child I was, where I would sit at the table as he yelled at me. He had real bad anger issues. To this day, I get severely anxious whenever there is yelling, especially those with deeper voices. In the summer, I was 14. Things started to change. I had started color guard for freshman year of high school, so the latter half of summer was going to be the band camp. I had to spend the first half of the summer with my father, and then the second half I would be home to do the camp. That was the summer my family dog, who was born days after I was, passed away. I had been hundreds of miles away and didn't even get to say goodbye. Losing her really impacted me and changed a lot for me. It made me fearful to go be with my father because of what I'd lose another one of my pets.
Aww.
The past 3 summers before, we had a dog run away while I was with him. I was losing a pet I loved and adored staying with him, and for a young teenager, that changes a lot of how they view things. Fast forward 2 years. My dad met a woman at his work at the time. Her dad owned the company he worked for. She was nice. I really didn't care either way that he was dating again. My mom was dating and remarrying a lot throughout my childhood and adolescence. I was happy for him that he found someone, and he seemed pretty happy too.
Yay.
That's really all anyone wants for those they love and care about, to be happy. But then my 16th birthday rolls around. My dad and his girlfriend traveled down to see me, and I was excited. He hadn't been able to make it to my birthday the last few years. He dropped off a card, and I got one of those bear hugs I used to adore so much. Then, as quickly as they arrived, they left, only for my father to call me within minutes. He had a surprise. His girlfriend was pregnant. My whole body went stiff, and my heart felt like it stopped. My special day, meant about me, was suddenly ruined by this news. He had waited to tell me because he didn't want to make my mom upset, but I wasn't having it. In tears, I went to my mom and told her. She went off on him, getting angry that he would do something like this. He could have told me any other day. Why did it have to be on my birthday? I didn't talk to my dad for a good while after that. When my half-sister was born, I really didn't care. I was already pulling away from my father, feeling bitter and resentful. I was angry at him. I felt betrayed in a way. Of course, I was young, hormonal teen who was undiagnosed with a few mental health issues. But I was so upset. Even if you didn't have health issues, you still have the right to be upset.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get angry.
Yeah.
It's cute.
The few holidays we saw each other after she was born was awkward. I'm not good with kids, and I really don't like them. I can be kind and friendly to them, just smiling and nodding and hoping for the interaction to end quickly. My dad was so insistent that I hold her, and it was just uncomfortable all around. The real breaking point was when I was 17. My dad had managed to convince my brother and I to come visit and be with his new little family. I really wanted things to work with him because he was my dad, and a part of me will always love him despite what he has done. We weren't even there a full 2 weeks before my mother had to come and get my brother and I. Oh my gosh, dude. Oh, my dad and his girlfriend made us impromptu babysitters.
No.
He said, yo, I'll just get my kid to watch my new kid so then my kids can do that.
Kid hack. Have a kid to watch your other kid.
My dad didn't want us down there to bond to be a family. He wanted free childcare and assumed because we are blood, my brother and I were the ones who had to do it. One day, he screamed and ranted at us about her diaper, which neither of us have experience with, and belittled and berated us. He brought both of us to tears and didn't even care. Just told us to call our mom if we were that miserable. I stopped talking to him outside of holiday visits. His mother, my grandmother, was my life, and I loved her so much, even if my dad was a piece of work. I still tried for her. Every time seeing my dad being a loving and kind parent to her, he never raised his voice. He didn't force her to sit at the table to finish her meals. He was gentle and kind.
Aw, that's
A way
nice.
he never was with us.
No.
Dang.
Bad parents. Get rid of him.
He proved he could be a good parent, that he could be a loving dad. He just didn't want to be one to us because of our mother. My half-sister is only going to get older, but I don't think I can bring myself to create any kind of relationship with her. I just can't look at her without thinking of all the awful things my dad did to us. How much love he shows her that he rarely showed us.
Aw.
It just hurts to be the child he didn't want. Dude, that's
Aw.
so much.
Yeah, that's not on you. That's on your dad, man.
Yeah.
That's hard.
Yeah, I can't stop thinking about the TV show Invincible.
Invincible.
I'm not going to explain anything.
Yeah, but I can't stop thinking about it because that's a good, yeah.
That's what I think about. I don't, like, why, like, what happened between him and your mom that he just doesn't care about you?
Yeah, like, what? You're a bad parent if you're letting what happened between you and your partner come between you and your children.
Yeah. I have no hard feelings against her. My eldest brother is a half-brother. Same mom, different dads. So being my half-sister isn't a problem. Wait, my brother's a half-brother? Same mom, different dads? So he had to take care of you and then a kid that's not really his?
That doesn't make sense.
Interesting. So being my half-sister isn't a problem. I just don't know if I can handle trying to be friendly with her while hearing anything about my dad and how much he loves and cares for her. But if you love and care for us, what you got to do right now, go to your favorite podcast platform, search up OK Storytime, and prove that you love us by listening to our podcast after this story. Go right now. Do you love us? Prove it. I will see who views the podcast. I look every day. Are we going no contact with the half-sister that doesn't know how to speak?
No.
What? Come on. Why not?
I think eventually, once you get away from your dad, you're going to realize, like, you know what, this is not the sister's fault. This is your dad's fault. And you don't have to have a relationship with your sister. Like, you can't force that. But, like, just know, like, she doesn't want this either, man.
I say no, go no contact. You're not in her life right now. Just continue not to be in her life.
Yeah, that's true.
And I think it's for the better.
That's true.
I'm going to finish the story off. I cut contact with him last year after he yelled when I asked for my portion of my grandmother's ashes. He had promised to send them, and when a month went by, I asked, and he just blew up at me. I haven't spoken to him since, and still do not have my portion of her ashes.
And there you have it.
Guys, thank you so much for being at this live stream.
We love you so
We're going to
much.
cut it out. If you love us, make sure to freaking subscribe.
We love you
And see you tomorrow!